About 2 years ago, I visited the Antarctica. In February 2014, completing their scientific station on the mainland of the Antarctica, South Korea joined the ranks of advanced countries to spur the research on the South Pole for the future. I could stand on the Antarctica because I was a journalist to cover the historic moment. As you may expect, the road to the station was a long and winding road. First, it took 24 hours from Seoul, South Korea to Christchurch, New Zealand, the gateway to the Antarctica. There, we took LC-130 air carrier, which required a 5-hour flight. And then, we had to take an icebreaker at the runway of the Terra Nova Bay and sail to the station. It took another half day from the Terra Nova Bay to the new scientific station. During the challenging voyage, I have learned the mystery of the South Pole. In summer of the South Pole, there are only bright days, but no dark night. Amid such white night, the icebreaker cruised through floating ice-filled sea, and there I met penguins, seals, and whales. In winter of the Antarctica, the sea is entirely frozen, so that even icebreaker cannot sail, and there is no day but night only. During that period, Antarctic bases are isolated and surrounded by total darkness and coldness of minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Such isolation, darkness, and coldness sometimes drove some workers to lose mind and even life. The only solace is beautiful aurora in a jet black sky. At long last, I arrived at the first Korean scientific station on the mainland of the Antarctica. To take a distant shot, I rode on a helicopter. While flying above the station, everything was fine. But when I flew to take a shot of neighboring Italian station, a gust of wind suddenly attacked the helicopter. The helicopter lost the balance and dropped abruptly. At that dire moment, I had a premonition of my death and said goodbye to my family in my prayer. However, miraculously, the helicopter regained control and saved my life. My legs were shaking even after I escaped the helicopter. I had to overcome the shock right away because I must cover the historic moment of the building dedication ceremony and the inside of the station. While covering the story and transmitting the news contents to fellow journalists in Korea, the rest of time flight like an arrow. Until 2048, the Antarctica may cherish peace because 53 countries that participate in research on the South Pole signed the Antarctic Treaty. According to the treaty, no acts or activities taking place while the present treaty is in force shall constitute a basis for asserting, supporting, or denying a claim to territorial sovereignty in Antarctica or create any rights of sovereignty in Antarctica. But this treaty will be expired in 2048. The world powers are already preparing for possible competition to secure fresh water and abundant natural resources that can sustain the humankind for 100 years. For example, China that built 4 stations in Antarctica is going to build the 5th station. People are already worrying about the future of the Antarctica.
We need a regulation to protect the South Pole in the future.
Antarctica should remain a free space, and there should be rules and regulations.
I wish that the Antarctica may maintain its purity after the expiration of the Antarctic Treaty in 2048. Also, I hope that the glacier of the Antarctica may survive from the global warming. And I long to visit the South Pole once again in my life.